Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. We have Ashley Thompson and Chris Heim who helps us with the call. And tonight we have Brianna Kreitz and Janice Fink sharing their testimony. But real quick, I want to give our disclaimer. Plexus is not meant to treat, cure, diagnose, or prevent any diseases. This is ran by independent ambassadors and not Plexus Worldwide itself. Go ahead, Brianna.
I just want to take a time to thank you, ladies, for having me on this evening. It's so exciting to be able to share my story to help others. So I was diagnosed with Crohn's back in 2007, and I was 17 years old when I was diagnosed, and it was 5 days before my 17th birthday. So what a birthday present. I was in and out of doctor's office till, just through the years, different scopes, and we had gone through different fertility treatments to get pregnant with my daughter. And I mean, I guess I wish I would have known about Plexus back then, because I do know several people where Plexus has helped with fertility treatment, and then just my Crohn's in general. But she was born in 2013, and I had an awful delivery, and it sent my body immediately into a flare-up, and my stomach was just a mess, and all I had wanted to do was just be able to nurse my daughter, and my supply was just awful because just my Crohn's was so flared up at the time, and I had just got so sick, and I was just nauseous and going to the bathroom all the time. Well, then around 4 months, she was about 4 months old, I then found out I was pregnant with my son. So that came pretty quickly, and which wasn't a bad thing, because when I'm pregnant, that's the one time where my body actually feels really good. So I had felt really great and was doing really good with being pregnant with my son, and I had a great delivery. It was just really going well. I was able to nurse him, and then finally about 6 months in, I just had started to feel sick again, and I'm like, oh no, here we go. I was really starting to worry about losing my supply, and I finally decided to go to the doctor just to figure out what was going on. And I had a scope in December, and they had a lot of problems trying to put me under, so I was kind of awake when I had the scope done, so I was kind of listening. And then when I had woke up then, because they finally did get me, and then when I woke up, I heard them telling my husband how severe my Crohn's was at that point. And I just had woke up and I just started crying, because at that point, I was just so worried about not being able to nurse my son, and just knowing the medications I would have to go on. They have just such horrible side effects to them. Like, I had an aunt who was on them, and osteoporosis, lung nodules, cancers, part of it. I mean, it was just, I was so scared. I mean, I'm 24 years old, and to know that I would have that ahead of me, it's just terrifying, especially having 2 kids 13 months apart, so young, and to have to deal with that. I was so scared. So I was supposed to follow up with her right away, and well, it actually had worked out that my appointment got canceled. Well, in between all this, I had a friend who kept approaching me about Plexus, and I'm like, this just isn't the time. I need to get on the products, and I didn't want to get on the products because I needed to be on the medication just so I could get better fast. Well, she just kept bugging me. I'm like, no, no, no. So her persistence paid off, and she wasn't actually selling the product, so I ended up getting hooked up with another ambassador. And so I finally signed up. Well, the first week I had taken the product, I was just not the right mix for me, and I actually had felt really sick, even worse. Like, my symptoms of Crohn's just were amplified, so I was really nervous. So I just kept sticking with it, and my ambassador, or who was above me, she just said, just try to, your body's just getting rid of it. And I said, I don't know, they're getting rid of it too much, because I just was having problems controlling my bowels. Well, finally, at like week 2, then I switched to probiotic, or to the Probio 5. And then I went off the Slim, and my body instantly was feeling better. So that was, I really had stuck with it, which is so important, because these products, you got to find the right mix for you. So I did Probio 5 for about a good month, and then I switched to, or I didn't switch, but then I added in Slim, and then I added in BioCleanse, and then I had just added in X Factor most recently. And let me tell you, I wish I would have added in that X Factor in the beginning, because that just boosted my energy even more, and I love the X Factor. So we're actually currently ran out of it, and my husband's like, will you please order more of that X Factor stuff? He's like, I love it, and I would really like to start taking it. So I need to get on our back office and order some of that tonight. So anyways, it was just really amazing how I had got some blood work done, and it showed that I was feeling great from the inside, as well as feeling great on the outside. So it was just amazing how it has helped me. I've not had to go on the medication at all. So it's just amazing that I have been able to avoid that, and I thank God every day that I have found Plexus, and it has been able to help me and, be off all those medications. And I mean, there were times where literally I would just sit on the chair and I had no energy. I felt so sick, and I would just watch my kids play, and I felt so helpless, And now I can interact with them. I have the energy throughout the day and can, be there for them. So that's just, I'm so thankful for that. And then also it has not only helped me, but it's helped my husband as well. In the first 2 months, he had lost 24 inches and 14 pounds, which is just amazing. And weight is something he's always struggled with. So to be able to lose all that and keep it off, and he's also lost more than that, but he hasn't weighed himself recently. But I can just tell, and he can tell in his, clothing as well. So also recently he had added an accelerator. He has been on anxiety medication for a while now, and he has struggled with that, and if he missed a day, it was just not good by the end of the day. Well, he finally decided to do the accelerator then, and he weaned himself off that so he could take the accelerator, and he has had amazing success with that. He's not had to worry about taking his anxiety medication. He's had amazing, even more energy. So it's been huge, not only for myself, but him. And I'm just, just so thankful for it. And then also the financial aspect of it. And the first month, I had already got a paycheck, which was amazing. And then so I got my products basically, free for that month. Well, then the next month, I had even a bigger paycheck from that, and I was able to pay bills, which was awesome because my husband's company had just switched over, so their paycheck was going to be late. And let me tell you, if it was like that when I hadn't got a paycheck, it would have been bad because we're scraping by. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and now I'm able to help out, and I'm like, I got this, I'll be able to help out. It's okay if your paycheck doesn't come right now. So it was a great feeling to be able to help out, and just to be able to pay a few bills is just an amazing blessing from this. And it's truly an amazing opportunity that this company has for everybody. So for any ambassadors out there, I just want to mention that don't be afraid to message anybody that you see that might need help with the products. And even if you just message them and say, hey, do you know anybody that could use the product for this or that? You don't even have to direct it towards them. You could even, because a lot of times they'll come around and say, hey, I could use help with that. So don't be afraid to just step out and try and message them. So just step out of that comfort zone in that box. We were at the Opportunity of the Lifetime Tour, came to Columbus last week, and that was one thing they had mentioned there is just step out of that box. Don't be afraid to, share it. Plexus is such great, has amazing products to help people. So just share the good word. And, if people are worried about all these Plexus posts, just keep sharing, because if it took me a while to accept that, Plexus was the right answer for me, but I'm just so thankful that it was, and I finally gave in. Michelle Thomas had said the other night, and she said, Plexus is annoying until you decide to join. So, it's true. I didn't realize how much of a benefit it would be to my life until I had joined and taken the products. It's just amazing, amazing stuff. So, and the other thing is just help others with compassion, and just truly be there to share your story, or share other people's stories with somebody, because you never know you could be that missing link for somebody. So just share it, and be real and honest, and it all kind of goes back to what we're coming up on convention, and that one Plexus. We want to share the story for everybody else. It's not about me making diamonds someday. It's about me helping somebody else get their life back, and financially, or just their health, anything. It's just about sharing and truly helping them out. So.
Thank you for sharing. I love it. Really quick, I have a question. You said your husband lost how much weight?
He had lost 14 pounds and 24 inches.
Wow. And he was just on Accelerator to start?
Well, he was actually on Triplex, and then he added in the Accelerator. So actually he was on Boost at first, but that just wasn't the right for him. He was working out, and that's what they recommend, for people who are working out, but that wasn't the right mix for him. And then once I heard about the mood enhancer in the Accelerator, and because I'm still learning the products all the time. I've only been there since January, so we immediately switched him that, and it's helped him. I'm not sure exactly how much weight he's lost more since then, but it's helped his anxiety, like I had said, plus probably some more weight as well. So
that's awesome. You have a great testimony, and I also love about how you're sharing it, and like you said, don't be afraid to share with people, just even if you're asking questions on who they know. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your testimony. And do we have Janice online?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, Janice, you can take it away.
Okay. Can you hear me all right?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. Petra with the microphone. Okay, I just wanted to tell you about my migraines, and I haven't had a lifetime of them, but I have had a lot of them with a lot of back injuries that I do have. So, but a couple years ago in 2012, I had a 10-week-long migraine that was at a level 8, and went through all kinds of medical things trying to figure out why and trying to get it stopped. And finally found out it was a rebound headache, which I still include to tell people about, because it was caused by Excedrin migraine, which can cause you to have those rebound headaches. Well, it'll just circle in your brain and you can't stop, and that's what I was doing. So when they got that one broke and I was recovering from that, I was only having 2 or 3 a month, but that was in through February, March, and then by fall I was back to having 4 a month or so, and then by January I was pretty miserable, having 1 to 2 a week, and they were knocked down migraines. I couldn't do anything and go out as in the dark. Cancel the plans for the day. Had a senior in high school that was in every play, musical that came by, and so I was missing a lot of that. And I also wanted to get a job. I had used to be a caterer, and I had stopped that business, and knew no one would hire me when I couldn't show up regularly to the job. So I was just kind of depressed. I was extremely fatigued. I had to have a nap every day, sometimes twice. I would take him to school and come back and sleep for a couple hours. Unintentionally, I would sit on the couch and wake up later. And I just felt older than my friends, and So anyway, I started noticing a couple of friends of mine in Oklahoma that were on Plexus, and they were getting results with their daily headaches, weight loss, migraines, back pain. And I had a couple of friends up in my town in Kansas that were doing the same with some IBS and weight loss, and kept seeing the migraine come around. So I just really was watching what they were doing. And so then I spent about 5 weeks researching the company. And I started the product and joined the company on March 17th of 2014, and started the product on the 23rd of March. And in the last year, on the path that I was on, I should have had 83 to about 104 migraines in that last year, and I have had 10. And I just was blown away. I really wasn't sure what to expect when I started on the Plexus. Everything I looked at for those 5 weeks, I just felt like it was going to work. And I was only on the Slim when my migraines and fatigue went away, and I believe that was due for me for balancing my blood sugars and reducing the inflammation in my body. And then when I added the Probio 5 and BioCleanse, I felt like my fibromyalgia symptoms on my back pain, joint pains was affected by yeast and bad fungus. So that helped that go away. So I'm up in the morning, I'm going, I don't have to have a shower to get moving. So when I talk to people about migraines, I have them start on Slim first, and then we kind of see if that's going to do it or if they also need to do the other. But all those 3 products work well together to help with that. And I can just say that now I'm out among the living. I'm out and have a life. My husband said he has his wife back. I'm out creating my business. I'm traveling to 2 different colleges. One's 3.5 hours away to see my kiddos for dinner, shopping, operas, concerts, whatever they're doing. I'm hosting meetings. I'm catching up with old friends. I'm being on my feet all day, and I don't have to have 2 days to recover anymore. So I just feel like I have my life back, and I'm loving what it's doing for me and what Plexus is doing for other people that I'm sharing it with. So that's where I'm at.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. And you said your husband's taking it as well?
Yes, he's on, I just started on the probiotic, but he has taken Slim along with me.
Oh, good. Well, that's awesome.
Thank you so much, Janice. I love that you have your life back. I don't know. I used to get migraines when I was younger, and no one knows until you've had a migraine how bad it is. I mean, you cannot do a thing. Like, you're literally laying in bed, light, noise, anything just drives you crazy. And as I got older, mine was very hormonal, so they went away. I would get like one maybe once a year, and I've not had one for 2 years. So, I mean, I cannot even imagine getting on the severity and frequency that you did. And also, Brian, I just want to say quick too, like, the stories blow me away. I'm a nurse, and I worked mostly post-op, but I don't know how many bowel resections that we did, and I worked in the GI lab as well. And if I would have known about Plexus then, I mean, I definitely would have given a little info under the table, like, here, you got to check this out. So,
yeah, absolutely. That was one thing I was so nervous about as well, is to have that done, you know. And that's the first thing my mom says, you know, are you going to have to get bowel removed? And I was like, as of right now, no, but I still didn't want to have to go. You know, it was looking like it was going to end up that way someday, you know.
yes. I mean, and definitely a lot of people go that route, you know. I still see friends go and having bowel resections, and I'm like, you know, I wish you would give this a try. It's all about gut health and, you know, helping get that balance. I'm going to go over really quick, just kind of, if people are confused, like, how are these supplements helping? I'm going to go over really fast how Plexus can help, and then Sarah can go over the ways of ordering and how you can join. And I've got twin 3-year-olds, so if they come running in here, you know, don't be alarmed. But the one we mostly talked about tonight, so anyways, like Janice said, the first one is like Plexus Slim. And this is the pink drink that you'll hear people talk about. And this is one of the most important. I usually call like the base when I start people on. It's going to regulate your blood sugar, and when that happens, amazing things can happen for your body. Even though you're not diabetic, although this is great for people with blood sugar issues, you still have that rise and fall in your blood sugar. So you'll eat something in the morning, especially high carb, high sugar foods. You'll have that spike in energy, and then it drops down. And then you feel like you're starved and you need to eat again. And it's a constant cycle throughout the day. What this does, and it was actually intended for diabetics, but everyone uses it, is it regulates your blood sugar throughout the day so you don't have those highs and lows. And when you don't have those spikes in blood sugar and insulin, which is a hormone, it can help your whole body regulate. Science is showing now that a lot of things are caused by, or not diseases, or your body functions are caused by blood sugar issues, weight gain, and it all leads to inflammation and a whole other story. But this is going to reduce the inflammation in your body, help regulate your blood sugar, and therefore help a lot of other things that you've heard in the testimonies. There's no caffeine, no stimulants in it. It is just a one pink drink you drink once a day, not a meal replacement. It's all natural and plant-based. And then the other two that they both talked about were the ProBio 5 and the BioCleanse. The ProBio 5 is a probiotic, which a lot of people have heard about now. I hear a lot of people saying they're taking them. But what makes ours different is there is an enzyme in there that actually breaks down the Candida shell, and it has an antifungal. So it is going to break down the Candida yeast and replenish the good bacteria, making way for good gut health. Usually people have, you're supposed to have a little bit of Candida in your gut, but it's usually flip-flopped. Like you're supposed to have 80% good and 20% bad, and most of us have it flip-flopped. My son's going to come help me talk. But, and it all goes along with antibiotics that kill the good bacteria and the bad bacteria, and it just makes a lot of dead matter in your colon, allowing a buffet for the Candida to feed on, and it allows it to overgrow. Sugar, high-carb foods, that sort of thing allow your Candida to overgrow, and it becomes out of control. It can leak through your gut, and it can come out in other symptoms, such as migraines, psoriasis, eczema. That sort of stuff is related to Candida, all sorts of things. So you can look at some more info, Google it, look at leaky gut, or we can send you some links on that too. But I always say the ProBio 5 is like the trash picker-upper. Then the BioCleanse, which a lot of people say, I don't need a cleanse, I don't need a laxative. This is not a laxative. It is a gentle daily cleanse. It oxygenates your blood. It is going to provide an alkaline environment in your body, and it's going to flush out the dead matter and the bad yuck. So this is the trash hauler. That's a trash collector. That's a trash hauler. Very important. People, it depends on your body. You start with one of each, and you can slowly increase till you go. He's had candy.
I don't have candy in my mouth.
Oh, you don't?
I have cheese.
Oh, he has a cheese cracker. Sorry.
No.
Jim's trying to keep him entertained for me.
They're tattoos.
Okay.
They're fish.
So I just wanted to go over that too. And then we did talk a little bit about the X Factor in Brianna's testimony. And this is a turbocharged vitamin. There are no other like it. It's got aloe that's going to help you absorb your vitamins by over 300%, almost 400% for some vitamins in studies shown. And it gives an amazing natural energy. I think everyone could be on that. Everyone should be on all of these. I mean, I even have the pediatrician has approved it for my 2-year-old, or they're 3 now, 3-year-old twins. They take the X Factor and the ProBio 5. And I think that's it. I'll turn it over to Sarah on how to order. And if anyone has questions, I just want to mention to please get back to the person that invited you, and they can explain more and give you some excellent resources.
Awesome. Thanks, Ashley. All right, really quick ordering. There's a couple different ways. The first way you'll see is retail, which is a one-time purchase. It's a little bit more expensive. So it's just a one-time shipment, one-time purchase. Next is preferred. That is our monthly auto ship. So basically, the stuff that you order will reoccur every month. It will come on the same date. and it will also be taken out of your account. I did preferred when I first started, just because it's a little bit cheaper. And then there is wholesale, which is what an ambassador is. So that's $34.95 a year to get your website. And then you can also order at that time a welcome pack, which is products of your choice, and it's at a one-time, very low fee. And that's also an ambassador. So if you'd like to start earning money or getting your products for cheaper. And I think that concludes our call. I just wanted to say thank you again to Brianna and Janet for sharing their testimony with us. Ashley, do you have anything to add?
I just wanted to add kind of how Brianna said, I actually started as a preferred customer too, and it was only to get the cheaper prices because my husband was sneaking my pink drink and he was loving it. And I started to get cheaper, get paid on anything over $100, and I said, I'm not sharing on Facebook, I'm not going to do the business. I was somewhat happy with my job, but I guess kind of looking for something else, but had no clue what network marketing is. And it's so different than it used to be. So as I got started and realized this is something that everybody wants and needs, and I'm actually doing a disservice to not share, I think this is an amazing opportunity. It's literally brand new. We just grew almost 17,000% in the last 3 years. Number 8 on the Inc. 500. I mean, it's an amazing opportunity, and all we do is share it with our friends and family. So this has truly become my passion, and it's stories like Brianna and Janice that make me determined to share it no matter what. And and like the thing on the Facebook, people might get annoyed. They see all this stuff and things for sale. People are selling purses and makeup and all sorts of stuff, which is okay. Like, I'm totally more supportive of that now. But I truly believe in Plexus because this is a health system getting to the core reason. Shh, quiet. To the core reason of why we're unhealthy, which is blood sugars, inflammation, and candida. The more I research on it, the more I'm amazed, and the more testimonies I hear, the more I'm amazed. So I just wanted to kind of conclude with that because, if you want to change lives, or even if you think you'd tell a few people and you wanted to try it out, being an ambassador is totally the way to go, in my opinion, because you get it cheaper and you can start earning on your own product and helping your family. So I don't think my mom would ever tried it and her life's changed, unless I did it. So I think that's it.
Awesome.
Yeah, so good night, everyone, and thank you for joining us, and go Plexus.
Go Plexus.
Thank you, Brianna and Janice, for sharing.